Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club. February. We determined that yesterday. February 3rd. It's a famous day in history. I don't know if you're all aware of that. We're going to find out about it right about, I don't know, now. That's right. I'm sure it is a famous day in history. I have no idea what happened on this day in history, but I think somebody should look it up and let us know. I guarantee you something great happened today in history. In fact, somebody do that. Put that in the chat. What happened on this day in history that has some sort of note? I would like to know that. I'm quite curious. Let's see. NATO headed our way in the southwest Ohio. Really? Yeah. Still, huh? The foul weather still persists. Is that the case? Everybody still freezing? Because I'm warming up into the high 60s, low 70s, my friends. Don't mean to rub it in, but why not? Why not? You know? All right, Don Lake's here. I'm glad to see him. Thank God. Don, what's going on? How you doing, brother? You got to unmute so we can chat. We need to shoot the breeze. We haven't bonded in a while, Don. You know what I mean? I just feel like I'm missing something.
I've had sound trouble the past couple days.
Yeah. So can you hear me?
Yeah. You're kind of quiet. We can hear you.
Oh my God, it's so cold this morning. Can't believe it. It's 30 degrees here, and we don't know what to do. We shut down the interstate once it's 40 degrees. So,
wow. So, Don and Carl, and for the rest of the Floridians out there, I heard there's a iguana problem. Like they're dropping like flies out there.
They're raining cats and dogs. It's raining.
Yeah, they're not dropping like flies. They're dropping like frozen iguanas. When a fly drops, you barely notice it.
Yeah,
when a 13-pound iguana falls on your head, you notice it.
So when the iguanas in the cold like this, when they start dropping, are they dead?
No, they're not dead. See, they're cold-blooded animals.
So they just kind of get.
They don't have the energy. Like they have to get warmed up to have energy, and so it's like a turtle is the same way. A fish, like a fish in the wintertime, they're hard to eat anything at all. Like especially when they're under ice, like up north, they almost hibernate-ish like a bear does all winter long. And so the iguanas, they don't have the heat to be able to move, and so they're almost like drunk or lethargic, or they can't feel anything, they can't move, they're not thinking good. Kind of like us on Monday morning, it's just
it's
that
making a lot
same
of
kind of
sense
thing.
now.
Yeah, it's that same kind of thing. So
making a lot of sense.
Hey, Mike, there's already a really good win in the chat.
Okay, and I also am seeing great things that happened today in history. So, okay, go with the win, and but one more thing on the iguanas. So, like, are you like stepping over them and stuff? Is you like on your bike ride, Carl? Do you see like an iguana laying around right now, or are you not?
Well, Don, we put them into a stew where I come from. What do you guys do, Don?
What is an iguana stew?
What do you guys do?
Florida.
Great local news reports about it. They're just picking them up like logs. They got to destroy them or something. I mean, they're invasive pests, so nobody wants them around. But they're it's not. I'm in Orlando, so we don't have iguanas, but it's pretty much in South Florida. But they're it's quite an issue, and I think people are taking the opportunity to get rid of them.
Yeah, and it's a new issue because they're not native to here. Of course, they were pets that got away, and kind of
really is that how it happened?
Oh yeah, they're not native.
It.
They're not native. No, they're not native. Yeah.
Boy, that must have been some crazy pet craze. That was the break.
Well, it's like we have a severe boa problem in the Everglades. The boa constrictors are out of control, and they're eating everything, including the alligators.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's just people got rid of the pet, and then come to find out they grew up and they didn't fit in their apartment anymore. They had a new baby, and so they didn't want to kill it because it was their pet, so they let it outside, and they're enemy number one in South Florida.
Well, I think we've determined, soundly reasons not to go to Florida this morning.
Well, see, we don't have boas in Clearwater, nor iguanas. We don't have either one of those. Yeah, the iguanas stay very, very south because of the heat. Yeah, the heat. They want the heat.
Yeah. All right, so let's move along then. What do you see? Okay, Kristen. Wow, there's all kinds of things happening here.
I know. I mean, National Carrot Cake Day is what Justine said, and I'm like, that's a day worth celebrating.
Indeed, of course.
Good carrot cake with some cream cheese frosting. That sounds amazing.
All right, you know who has the best carrot cake ever? I don't know if you have them. I know you don't have them
I
in
think we
California.
brought this up. We have carrot cake. What are you talking about?
No. But this where I'm going to take. There's a chain of it's a grocery store, which are usually notorious for just horrible cruise ship type cakes, right? They look good, but they're not good. But Publix, we have a chain here in the Southeast called Publix, and they make the best carrot cake ever. It's yeah.
I love a good carrot cake.
We don't have Publix up north.
Oh, they are. You're missing out. So reason number 348 of why to live in Florida. Yeah.
I have to swing by a Publix in March and make sure that I get myself a piece of carrot cake.
I'm telling you, it really is. It's world class. It really is.
Awesome.
Breads are fantastic there.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So, all right. So let's continue on here. Well, let's get to it. So there was the win. Kristen,
Yes.
get to the win, and then there's some things that happened on this day. Pretty interesting stuff.
Well, and this might actually be a really good segue to what we're going to do this morning. We can definitely do the interesting day-to-day things, but Maddie Young put in the chat, had an appointment with a whale yesterday. 63 transactions, 54 on the buyer side. So really nice production. Wow. And I'm nervous about how I did. So the money's going to be in the follow-up. I'm sure you did great, Natty, but that's a great win.
Who's that? Is that Natty?
Yeah.
Right,
Natty, you're
let's
mic'd
talk,
up.
Natty. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to hear how you set the appointment.
I want to hear it all. Tell me everything.
Well, I set the appointment just making the calls actually on Call Stars last week, Wednesday, I think it was. Did
you know her before? Have you? Wrong question. Have you ever worked with her before?
No, it's a guy. At the time, I didn't know him, and I didn't even know his production. When I called him, I just kind of called and asked for the meeting. I went through the script, the follow-up refer back script. And he was like, yeah, actually, that sounds great. And we set a Zoom call for yesterday. Keeping in mind that I didn't know his production until yesterday, right before I called, I looked him up.
You ruined it.
Yes. I psyched myself out. I looked him up and I was trying to put his information into my list or whatever, to show that I had, made the appointment. And when I did, I was like 6354. Oh my God.
Wow.
And then, when I spoke with him, I think the conversation was okay. I didn't really do the whole frog thing. I started it kind of, but we kind of went off on our own tangents. And then afterwards, it was just kind of I was just concerned because it was kind of an awkward ending. He was he told me he does a lot of his own follow-up. And that's how he gets a lot of his clients. And then from there, I was like, well, we talked about family and things like that. And then at the end, I said, well, if you ever need to, if you ever would like some help with that, or, whatever the case may be, then give me a call. And he asked me what special loan products I have. And I was like, I don't know. I just started yesterday. But I said that we have a lot of things, but the truth of the matter is, I told him that the company I work for has 280 lenders and 3,000 loan products. And I probably could tell him a lot of things that we do different, but the truth of the matter is the difference is how we work together. And if he would give me an opportunity, then I would love that. And then he said, okay, send me an email with the information on it. And I was like, okay. And then that was kind of how we ended it. So I was like, I don't know if that was good or bad.
All right, Natty. Here's the plan.
If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time.
On Monday, call him up. Likely he had an open house. Hey, say, hey, this is Natty again. Hey, I just calling. Have you done an open house in the last couple weeks? And almost certainly, if not him, one of his real estate agents, that's newer in the business that needs business, will borrow his listings, right? And so, but asking if he did any open houses. If he did, say, hey, I know you follow up on people, but let's do this. Take a picture of your sign-in sheet for the open house, and let's both follow up on it just as a test. Because one thing that I found out, Mr. Realtor, is sometimes you'll talk to them and I'll get a voicemail, and sometimes I'll talk to them and you get a voicemail, and sometimes we both call them. At which I always prop you up, saying how lucky they are to have chanced upon you at an open house, and then pre-approve them and then refer them back to you. Let's both follow up, and let's see if that increases your conversion rate. I don't see any reason. I don't see any reason to delay. Do you? Nobody likes to delay, and so hit him up with that on Monday.
Okay, I'll definitely try that. Thank you.
All right, way to go, Natty. You know what I liked about that best, Kristen?
What?
She didn't know exactly what the next thing to do was, and she did it anyway. She did it anyway.
No fixing to get ready on Natty's part.
No, feel the fear and do it anyway. That's what happens. That's what happens. Something else I've found, Frank, is the higher producing agents are more receptive to that kind of thing.
Yeah,
because they understand the follow up, and her original script was a follow up, refer back, and that excites somebody that's got a lot of business because they got a lot of leads. The ponies, it doesn't excite because they don't have any leads, and they can follow up on the two they get a month. And so it tends to be the larger agents that are attracted to that. So
I think it's so cool too that because she had no clue on the production, it was just another phone call, right? And it was just another phone call that resulted in just another appointment, right?
Who knows if she looked it up ahead of time, she might have hesitated calling.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Or been nervous on the first call, but instead just following the script, making the call, got the appointment. And it's like, Natty, not just you, but anyone in that situation, once they found the production, probably went, oh my God, production. Yeah. And then everything changes mentally, like we get all weirded out, so there's kind of a point to when you get your qualified agent list, delete all the production. Don't look at it. Don't pay any attention to it. Right. Just make the call, set the appointment, follow the plan, do the script, and it works. Jeff's got his hand up. What do you got, Jeff?
Hey, y'all can hear me okay?
Yeah, man.
Hey, so Kristen asked me to put my hand up. So win for me yesterday is I got a new app came in, and then my post coffee follow up with a realtor I met a couple weeks ago. He's a realtor, he owns a real estate brokerage. He's also a builder, does a lot of projects. Anyways, my follow up, he said, hey, I want you to look at a new construction build. So I said, all right, cool. So for me, it's just the process is working. I'm 30 days into actually following the system, and I'm starting to see the leads come in and the apps, and it's working. So it's awesome. Just stick with it, everybody.
Nice. Excellent.
And I'm going to say Jeff is working the plan. He is doing everything. So well done, buddy.
Excellent. Great job. You got a
Jeff,
t-shirt.
What are you using as far as getting in front of the builders or the real estate brokers? Like, what's your offer that you're using when you make your calls?
Just student of success. Hey, I basically following your script. Hey, I've the purpose of my call today is to run a production report for 2025, and I got to say you're awesome. Your numbers were incredible or awesome or whatever, and I'm impressed. And I just love to. I'm a student of success. I'd love to buy you a cup of coffee, sit down with you, and just hear what you're doing to be successful. And I just want to hear your story. And I don't say anything after that. I shut up, and then they'll come back and they'll say, okay, or they may ask a couple of questions, but I try to. And that's worked well for me. I'm booking a lot of appointments. which has been good. So I'm just sticking to that. I'm not changing it at all. Just using that right now. Do it. Find something and stick with it.
Mhm. I love it, man. The plan, you know what they say, it only works all the time. Hey, so do you you got a t-shirt, right, Jeff?
A T-shirt. I
Yeah.
want here. I don't
Breakfast
have
Club.
a.
You don't have
Oh,
Breakfast Club
no,
t-shirt?
no. I
Yeah,
don't
you do.
have
Yeah, you do. Congratulations. That felt good. I haven't done that in a while, Carl. I haven't spent your money in a while.
And
It really feels good.
I've heard
Yeah.
that they're actually nice, thick, soft cotton. Like they're not
Oh,
like
they're
really
wonderful.
cheapy t-shirts. I hear they got some t-shirts have substance to them,
Mhm.
and I hear it's like a high thread count.
It really is. It's
That's what I've
fantastic.
heard.
Thank you very
Egyptian
much.
cotton.
I can tell you they cost enough they should be. That's for darn sure.
Hey, so let's get. And by the way, today is the day that did I see it? Buddy Holly, did he? That today's the day he
Yeah,
died.
music
Is that what we saw? So
Mm.
see, it is a notable day in history. So I'm glad people. And there were some other things in there that were really cool too. But we were going to have Robin Lavasella on today. However, for certain reasons, she couldn't make it. So we have got Carl White. Oh no, that was an accident. I didn't mean that.
Hey, well, compared to Robin, I would want me too. So, what I wanted to do today?
Take it away. Yeah, what do we got?
I want to do something different.
Yeah.
So, you guys are so kind to come in here and pop in your mornings, and I get it. Some of you, it's like Frank. It's 5:30 in the morning. I know there's others of you here early in the morning, and you could be doing virtually anything, and that we're just honored that you come hang out with us, and. Over the last, I don't know how long we've been doing this, 5 years, 6 years, however long we've been doing Loan Officer Breakfast Club, we come in here and just kind of I say bear all, but you know what I mean? Giving you some of our best stuff. And I thought I'd like to hear some of y'all's best stuff. And so on Wednesday, Jimmy and I are doing a class talking about the three pillars uh, of purchase business, realtor referrals, past database, and then speed to lead. And in that registration form, a lot of questions are coming in because some of you have been kind enough to fill out the little question part. Man, some really great questions. And I thought, if it's okay, I'd ask you guys some of these questions just to hear different opinions of it. And so, question number one, I'd like to ask. And by the way, when we do these, there's no right or wrong or, Kevin, how could you possibly think that? Like, of course not, right? Because we love hearing everybody's opinion. But in the chat, or no, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Let's do it. We can do it in the chat too. But I need a volunteer victim. Chauncey, thank you for volunteering victim. Thanks for being my volunteer victim, Chauncey.
He's always so eager.
I'm
to
ready.
help.
He was always so. As soon
Yeah.
as I said I needed a v, his hand went up. So
me.
Hey, so Chauncey, and this is a great question. This is like for everybody. This is like a pondering question. What's one? And we're all doing this, like
Okay.
everybody.
Mhm.
What's one thing you're doing that you could stop doing and it have no effect on your business whatsoever, other than freeing up some of your time? What's one thing you're doing that's like, for lack of better words, irrelevant?
Yeah, and for
But
the
yet-
rest of you in the chat, drop your thoughts in there just out of curiosity.
And what are you doing that's currently irrelevant, but you still find yourself doing it?
I wouldn't say irrelevant. It's sometimes you think you have to keep your hands on everything. And what that means is that every deal that comes through, I want to see it all the way through, right? So trying to manage that in my mind, that you train and develop your team to take this task from here to there, right? Because everybody may have a 7-step plan to closing or 6-step plan, whatever it may be. But when it gets to that next step, how mentally strong are you to say it's going to close? Let it go, get back on the sales piece, get back onto your calls with call stars. Like, how strong are you mentally to do that? Because every day for me, it is a struggle. And I have to remind myself that, Chauncey, stop. Your team has
Micromanaging.
go back and
yeah.
get more. Correct.
Yeah.
And the thing that helps me is to have meetings with my team consistently. Say, hey, look, where we are, What am I doing? And I asked them, am I jumping in this too much? And trust me, they start yelling, hell yeah, John, get out of here. We got it, right? We got it. And then it helps me go back and focus on more. So when I had the meeting with my team last month, I had 7 in contract at that time, and they yelled at me and told me, get the hell out of there. And then I jumped up to 13 contracts. I focused on the front end, right? Because
Oh,
that's what
man.
I'm best at. Can I get a deal all the way through? Yes, but they need me on the front end, and I've refocused on that, and I jumped up 6 contracts. I got 6 contracts in a week and a half period, just
Mhm.
by
My
just
man.
getting back on the phone and making a call. So it's always pick up the phone. Some people have call reluctance. Just stay on the phone. If it's calling realtors, if it's calling your active clients who are pre-approved, who are touring, just stay on the phone, but get out of the paper part of the business if you have trained and developed your team to do that. So
Mhm.
that's my daily struggle. So it's relevant, but not irrelevant, if that makes any sense. So that's my
No,
daily struggle.
it's relevant. It's micromanagement. Yeah,
Yeah.
what you're doing that isn't helping in any way is micromanaging.
Mhm.
And you know what?
Right.
And you know what? He made a point there. And
Mm.
I had my dear partner, Diane, squared me up about literally 20 years ago. She squared me up. And what I what she said was like I went over to go help her because God knows she needed my help. My sick brain told me, right?
Yeah.
And I'd never seen her do this before or since, and she never had a reason to, frankly. Is she just kind of stood up and she said, who do you want to do my job? You want me to do my job or do you want to do my job?
Mhm.
Which is so uncharacteristic for her.
Mm.
But I could tell it was a moment of frustration. So apparently, me helping her, I'm using air quotes here, I'm meaning to help her, but what she heard, I don't trust you. You can't
Mm.
do it without me, is what she heard, which
Mm.
is not what I
Mm.
was saying. But I could see how she would hear that. And that really, that, and what I heard your team saying, no, we don't need you, because not meaning to, because we're nice
Right.
guys, we're nice ladies, and we're trying to help, but
Mhm.
it can come across as disrespectful.
Yes.
You know, that here, you can't do it. You need my help to do it. You're not capable, which is not what we're saying, but
Right.
that's what they can hear. I like that. What about you, Greg? What's one thing you're doing that is totally irrelevant?
So there's it's sort of a two-part thing that Chauncey, I'm building on what Chauncey said.
Okay.
Um, I when a customer brings a fire to me or they have nervous emotions, I will stop what I'm doing. Last night I did this at almost 9 o'clock. I went downstairs, I called them just to handle their emotions. And what I've learned is if I can put all those responses into one part of the day or just wait, give it 2 hours,
Mm.
9 out of 10 problems resolve themselves, but I'm still getting involved in them, which takes me off track on my calls. It takes me off track on everything that is making me the money. So basically responding immediately. I should always wait. There's no fire that is a 911 level fire in this business, but they all feel that way.
Mm. Hey, you want to see something cool?
Yeah.
Let me show you something cool. I'm going to bring
All
it.
right,
I was
stop
showing it
us.
in the green room. It's okay for me to show that,
Yeah,
Frank,
Yeah,
that thing I
of
was
course.
showing in the green room.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I would like to get to at least one more question though for everybody too before because we're getting close on time. So do that and because I'd like to hear another question. But
All right,
what I mean?
I'll save this. I'll save this
Yeah,
for a topic. I'll save it for a topic.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Somebody else. What's something? Let's do one more. Pick on another victim. Mandy Norman. What's one thing you're doing? You find yourself doing, and come to find out, if you stop doing it, nobody would notice.
Mm.
Let's see here. I probably agree with the other guys who've already been on, that if I just take myself out, I'm the problem sometimes.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I have anything new to add to that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Micromanagement.
think
Yeah.
that's a very common one. I think is putting on my fireman suit, taking off my salesperson hat, and putting on my fireman suit to put out fires, and it's probably not necessary. How about you, Tom?
Hey, good morning, my friends. I'll be super quick, man. I gotta convince myself that whatever that next email that's gonna come in is the one that I have to see, and I gotta see it right now. It's that next email, so I stare at it and look at
It's
every
coming
single
in,
one
man.
all damn day long. So that's one that
That's a good one. Staring at email all day. Yeah, that's
It's
a
the
good
next
one.
one, but the next one is going to be the one I just have to see right away, guys.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hmm.
That's a good one.
How do you solve that, Tom?
I sign up for coaching with the Alliance and they tell me get the out of my email.
Okay, that definitely works.
There's a heck of an answer.
For me, having somebody else have my passwords, I use Gmail. We have a corporate email, but Gmail is the platform that it's based on. And so, anybody, I could have Bob in the office sign on to my email, and he's just monitoring. And if something does pop up, that new lead, well, they do get attention, because I do think it's nice to be able to monitor that. It's just like you said, Tom. It doesn't have to be us, because frankly, the odds of a hot lead coming in during that 2 hour period of prospecting is not a high probability. And frankly, if it came in as an email, it's probably not a high,
Yeah, like a high
act now.
priority, or
Yeah, it's not a high priority.
Hmm.
Because if it's a priority, people, if somebody wants something, they pick up the phone and call and say, "Hey, do you do this?" They don't email somebody saying, "Hey, I locked myself out of my car. I'm going to email you to come, a locksmith to come unlock." No, you call them. And so if it's a high priority. So, all right, I got another question. This was a question that came in that I thought was interesting. How old is too old for past leads? How old is too old for past leads?
A good one. That's a good question. What do you guys think?
Question.
Someone raise their hand and say what you think.
Giancarlo.
Oh.
How old? See there, he raised his hand. How about that?
He did.
How old is too old?
How old is too old to do that? Okay, so I don't particularly think about this question in that sense of how old is too old. What I'm thinking about is what do they actually need at the moment? Okay, so we all have life changes. So what we need to do is readapt. So it doesn't matter if we talk to somebody, 2 years ago. And honestly, I actually have a lot of database like that. Haven't talked to them in 2 years.
Yeah.
Call them again today, and it's like, how you doing? Just trying to reconnect. How's life treating you?
Yeah.
So not old, just readapting.
I agree with me. I don't think there is such thing as too old. Like I don't think so either, man. I think
There
it's
really isn't, huh?
No, I don't think so. Because like the one thing that we do the 9-word email every 90 days to all of our old leads that like they ghosted us, they didn't buy. Heck, I don't know. Maybe they ended up using somebody else. I really don't know because we haven't heard back from them. And so we send a 9-word email out every 90 days, and it always produces results. And it never ceases to amaze me, Giancarlo. Sometimes it'll be, dude, it'll be something that's 2 years old, and they go, well, come to find out we are. And so it's funny how that works.
Including real estate agents, by the way. So I actually last week I talked to a real estate agent I hadn't talked to in 2 years that I just found in my CRM, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" I actually set up a 1 hour appointment with him to go record videos, and he's like, "Man, I haven't talked to you in a long time. Let's do this, blah blah blah." So I'm like, "Let's go." So life changes. I mean, life changes to all of us every single day. So that's the same thing with our clients. I think, that's why the 90 day email works so perfect for this too.
I like that. Hey, can I ask one more, Frank?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. What's another question?
All right. We all know the speed to lead is such a big deal. What is it? 70, I think 79%, 78,
Yeah.
78% of all people that end up closing a loan or getting a loan close with the first loan officer they talk to. So we know speed to lead is critical. We also know that the industry average is 47 hours from the time a lead comes in until that person's contacted, which is just blows my mind that it's 47 hours.
Hey, just as a reminder, if you're enjoying Loan Officer Breakfast Club here on YouTube, you can catch our live shows. The live shows are really cool because there's oftentimes downloads and giveaways. It's really, really fun. To subscribe, you simply go to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. That's loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. Subscribe and join us on our live shows. They're 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Hope to see you there.
How do you increase your speed to lead? How do you increase that when a lead comes in, they get a call right away? How do you make that happen? Or as fast as you can? Chauncey, how do you make that happen?
the biggest thing that my previous, I'll say 3, 4 years ago, was not having a CRM
Yeah.
sucks. All right. So when you have a CRM, that is the biggest thing that changed for me about 3 years ago by using the CRM to automatically send out an email, automatically send out a text message. But you have to make sure that you alert yourself to make that call immediately, right? Because you just never know what other things they're hearing from another source. It could be a family member. They may be inquired online through social media, Zillow, Realtor.com, and you want to make sure that you get your voice there to figure out what their dream is, how they want to move forward, right? Because the average person, if I remember correctly, I think they look for between 9 to 12 months before they actually reach out to say, hey, I actually want to get pre-approved. I think that's the data on it. So when a person's been looking for that long, and you're able to answer their questions and build rapport and help them move along the journey, then you're going to have them sealed in. But if you're not reaching out and you're thinking, oh, this number is bad, and oh, this realtor is only sending me bad people and bad credit, don't do that. Look at every opportunity as your next opportunity and just continue to move forward. But speed to lead, the first thing for me was a CRM. And then after that, understanding what questions to ask while I'm on that phone with that client and how to move it forward.
Yeah, true.
You know, one thing I found, Frank, is it doesn't have to be me that they talk to when they first call in.
Correct.
As long as
Yeah.
they talk to somebody and an appointment is set, not like, hey, Carl, give you a call back when he has time, but hey, how about is 2 o'clock today? Does that work for you? And if they say yes, say, hey, well, let me get a little preempt information to help Carl best prepare about what your different options are, and they go right into an app. They don't say, hey, let's take an application. Let me just get a little information. So, you know, your
I like
name.
that.
Are you buying this by yourself? And
Yeah.
do y'all rent or own now? We own. And how long you been there for? And what's the address? And you know, and just go through an application in a conversational format. And so all that happens. I don't even know that's happened yet until I see appointment on my calendar. And then, you know, so it doesn't have to be me that's on the phone with that person. That was a breakthrough for me, which is why, by the way, I recommend that everybody in your office, if they talk to a customer. Now, if I got a VA that never talks to customers and they work on my web page, not necessary. But anybody that ever talks to anybody, a customer in our office, has to get licensed in the first 90 days of their employment. If they're not licensed, have to do it in the first 90 days. For that reason, that when you know you're not available, you want them. They're not going to discuss loan programs necessarily.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, there's no magic in taking an application. I used to think there was, but it's name, phone number.
Pretty easy.
It's
pretty fast.
Pretty easy stuff. So anyway, hey, well, thanks a lot for the questions. I appreciate it. That I like that, and we'll go over this. We'll go over this priorities. We'll pick a day next week or whenever that's good, and we'll go over. I got a little cheat sheet that shows how do you prioritize things in your office, like what goes first, what goes second, what goes third, what goes fourth, and everything falls under these 4 categories. And it's just somebody shared it with me. I love it. It's just absolutely brilliantly simple. And so, that's my cliffhanger for the next one.
Awesome,
Carl,
man.
can I jump in?
Sure.
I was in your class when you said 47 hours or something goes by. I was blown away by that.
Crazy.
Unless you are so busy that you don't need that transaction, how are you letting that much time go by before you pick up the phone or send a text or a quick email? So I mean, I think like John, you need to have an assistant, right? So all the other mundane stuff is being done by somebody else, right?
Yeah.
So your job is to make calls and including, when somebody sends you a referral. Isn't that why we're making calls for 2 hours a day so we could get the referral? You got to jump on it.
You're dead on, Joanne. I'm convinced the reason why it's 47 hours is call reluctance and creative avoidance. Well, I need to go set this up first, and then I'll make my calls, or I need to do this, and then I'll make my calls. Or I need to help my process a process, then I'll make my calls.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had, oh my God, let me sweep the salt out of the office that's coming in, let me do this. Oh, wait, we need paper towels in the bathroom. Like, everybody's got those moments, but you gotta.
Same here, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
Interesting stuff. Good day today, man. I enjoyed it. Hey, guys, can we stick around for just another minute? I just want to ask this. This is a weird one. This is hilarious. I'm just curious. Have any of you ever, like, like if you buy leads or you work with a real estate agent that buys leads and you get the lead from the agent and then you make a call? Have you ever had just a crazy, like, just like, what the heck? Those when somebody fills out a form or whatever, a lead form, and you call them up and they're just like, what are you talking about? It's like, you literally just filled out this form, right? Has anybody ever had that kind of a weird thing happen to them? Anyone?
Like, I don't know who you are.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah. So my wife, right? She's a realtor. So she does do the Zillow thing, and so she was getting disgruntled with them, which actually, by the way, those Zillow leads for her weren't all that bad. So she said, I'm going to go to realtor.com. Okay, go to realtor.com. Well, realtor.com is different than Zillow. So realtor.com is like, if they fill out the form and push go, you get it. So there's no screening. You have no idea what you're getting, right? When it comes through. But I told my wife, I said, 78% of people are going to work with the first person they talk to. So just when you get that, you call like immediately. You've got an 80% advantage. So this lead comes through. She calls and this guy answers. He goes, who's this? She goes, well, this is Brenda. You inquired on this property. No, I didn't. Well, yeah, it's real. Were you just online? And he goes, listen, I'm a tax evader and I'm running from the law right now. Go get a life. And he hung up on her. I just thought that was a hilarious response to an inbound lead. I'm just curious, what was your funniest thing that you've ever heard from somebody? Carl, I'm a tax evader and I'm evading the law right now. Go get a life.
I've honestly never had that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I've honestly never had that. So no,
I've never heard that one either. I mean, I've had people all the time. Like, what are you talking about? What did I do? I don't know. Yeah. I've had all that kind of Giancarlo. You ever have a weird one like that?
I have a weird one that really just took me out. I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? So I called this lead through Facebook, right?
Yeah.
And the lady picks up and she's like, oh my gosh, who is this? I can't be talking to another man. My husband is going to be upset at me. Please don't call again. And I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? I'm like, is this guy going to beat her or something? I'm like, it was crazy. I didn't know what to do. It was so just, but I've actually had those, and you just kind of have to move on
just
from them.
Hilarious. Yeah.
It was so emotionally distraught. I got to tell you, but I've had that happen.
That's so funny. That's why the warm calls are so much better. Calling people and asking for a Tara.
Okay, I realize we're really late, but
yeah.
Hi,
Tara.
So I was calling on a real estate agent, not a lead, and leaving my messages every week. Thor's hammer call, and I think it was the 9th call in, he picked up the phone and he's like, I am on the do not call list. I was like, you're a realtor, right? And he said, called me 40 times. I'm like, 9 to be exact. He was like, don't call me again. I was like, okay, I don't know how you get business, but whatever.
Yeah, hilarious. Yeah, that's a funny one too. Yeah, you're a real estate agent. You're in business. We're giving you a call. It's so funny. But anyway, I just thought it was funny. That response to me was just hilarious from an online real estate portal lead. I'm a tax evader and I'm on the run from the law. Don't bother me again. Get a life.
I'm out here burying the body. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'm busy right now evading the law, But in the meantime, I was curious about that condo in Vallejo, California while I was running,
Yeah.
So hilarious. Anyway. All right. Good stuff, man. So tomorrow is the class. What's the class link again, Jen? Drop it in there. Yep. CarlMasterclass.com. Is that it?
Yep.
Open to anybody?
Yep.
Why not?
12 o'clock.
Really? Anybody?
Why not?
Just anyone?
Well, not if you're one that gives out LOBC T-shirts. That's anybody other than that. So,
all right, you guys have a great day. We'll catch up with you here tomorrow. See you,
buddy.
Adios, my friends. Bye.
Have a great day, everybody.